Welcome back to Kind Tales. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share this video if you believe in kindness, faith, and the beauty of simple human connections. Today's story will touch your heart. It's a story about a single father, a trembling cashier, and a question so simple, yet so powerful, that it changed two lives forever. It's a story about faith, healing, and the divine peace that rises when souls truly meet. Gentle ambient background continues. His name was Mark. To the world, Mark was just another man in line at the cafe, another face among thousands passing through the routine of life. But inside, he was a man fighting battles no one could see. Mark was a single father raising his little girl, Emma. Every morning began before sunrise. He would make her breakfast, tie her shoes, and pack her lunch, doing his best to give her a sense of normalcy, even when his own heart felt anything but steady. He carried so much: bills, responsibilities, unspoken fears. But most of all, he carried love. The kind of love that keeps you standing when your knees tremble. Still, there were days when exhaustion whispered to him. Days when he wondered if he was doing enough, if he could keep going. Faith was his quiet companion, a faint but constant light in the corner of his heart. That morning felt like any other. The air was cool, the sky pale gray. Mark dropped Emma off at school, kissed her forehead, and promised to be there when class ended. He drove toward work but decided to stop by a cafe he hadn't visited before. He stepped inside, ordered a coffee and a small pastry. As he reached for his wallet, something caught his eye. The cashier's hands were shaking. She was young, perhaps in her 20s, and though she tried to hide it, the tremor was unmistakable. Mark hesitated for a moment. Then, with quiet concern, he asked softly, "Are you all right? Why are your hands shaking?" The girl froze for a second. Her lips parted, but no words came out immediately. Finally, she forced a small smile and said, "Oh, I'm okay, sir. Just tired." But Mark could sense it. She wasn't okay. There was something behind that tremble. Something deeper than fatigue. When she handed him his change, he noticed her eyes, tired, red, on the verge of tears. Mark lingered, his heart whispering that he shouldn't walk away just yet. So he said gently, "I don't mean to pry. But sometimes, talking helps. If something's wrong, I can listen." The cashier looked down at her shaking hands, then back at him. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "My mom passed away last week. I came back to work early because I thought I could handle it, but I can't stop shaking." Her words hung heavy in the air. Mark's chest tightened. He knew that kind of pain, the pain of holding it all together when the heart is breaking inside. "I'm so sorry," he said quietly. "You must have loved her very much." Tears welled in her eyes. "She was my best friend. My everything. And now I just feel lost." Mark didn't know what to say. He wanted to reach across the counter and hold her hand, but all he could do was speak softly, the way someone once spoke to him when he was at his lowest. "You're still here," he said. "That means something. Even when you feel broken, you're still showing up. That takes strength." The young woman nodded, her lips trembling. I feel like I can't stop falling apart." Mark smiled gently. "Sometimes falling apart is how the light gets in. You don't have to be okay right now. Just breathe." The cashier looked at him. Really looked at him. And for the first time all week, she managed a true, grateful smile. "Thank you," she whispered. "You're the first person who's asked if I'm okay." Mark took his coffee and sat by the window. Outside, the morning sun was beginning to rise, brushing gold across the pavement. He watched people pass by, busy, distracted, unaware of the small miracle that had just happened at that counter. He thought about how fragile we all are, how life shakes us in different ways. And yet, through the shaking, something sacred emerges. Compassion, faith, the reminder that we belong to each other. He remembered a verse his late mother used to read to him. "Be still, and know that I am God." For years, he'd misunderstood those words. He thought stillness meant doing nothing, holding still. But today, he realized, it meant trusting. It meant letting go of control, even while the world trembles around you. After finishing his coffee, Mark stood and glanced back at the counter. The cashier was serving another customer, her hands still shaking, but now, she smiled a little easier. And he smiled too. He left a small note on a napkin before he walked out. It said, "Your mother would be proud of how strong you are. Keep shining. M." He placed it near the register and left quietly. Later that day, as he drove to pick up Emma, the conversation replayed in his mind. Something inside him had shifted. He had gone into that cafe burdened with his own worries, the rent, the bills, the endless fatigue. But he walked out lighter, calmer, more at peace. Because he realized that faith isn't about everything being perfect. It's about being steady in the shaking. When he reached the school, Emma ran to him, laughing. He picked her up, spinning her in the air. In that laughter, he heard something divine, the echo of joy that survives no matter how heavy life becomes. As they drove home, Emma sang softly in the back seat, her voice bright and free. Mark felt tears welling in his eyes, not of sadness, but of gratitude. For that brief moment with a stranger who reminded him that love still breathes in the broken places. That evening, after Emma went to bed, Mark sat by the window holding his cup of tea. The world outside was quiet, and the stars above seemed to whisper. He closed his eyes and prayed, "God, thank you for today. For showing me that kindness is sacred. For teaching me that sometimes, the trembling hands of another person hold the very lesson I needed most. Help me to be still, even when I'm scared. Help me to find peace, even when I don't understand." In the silence that followed, Mark felt a warmth in his chest, not from the tea, but from something deeper. A quiet, glowing peace that no circumstance could take away. Days turned into weeks. He went back to the cafe a few times after that. The cashier, whose name he learned was Sarah, greeted him each time with a steadier hand and a brighter smile. One morning, she handed him his coffee and said, "I wanted to tell you, I'm better now. Your note helped me more than you know. I've started writing letters to my mom every night, it's helping me heal." Mark's eyes softened. "That's beautiful, Sarah," she smiled. "I think she'd be proud." He nodded. "I know she would." As Mark stepped outside, the sunlight felt warmer, the air lighter. He realized something profound, that life's most divine moments rarely happen in churches or temples. They happen in ordinary places, in cafes, in checkout lines, in small acts of seeing and being seen. Spiritual growth, he thought, isn't found in escaping the world, but in meeting it, with love, faith, and gentleness. Every trembling hand is a reminder that God is still here, in our fragility, in our questions, in our compassion. Soft orchestral music swells. To anyone listening right now, maybe your hands are shaking too. Maybe life feels uncertain, your heart heavy, your faith dim. If that's you, remember this. You are not broken, you are becoming. The tremble in your soul isn't weakness, it's proof you're alive, still reaching for light. And sometimes, all it takes is one question, one moment of kindness, to bring peace rushing back into your heart. Be that question for someone else. Be that stillness in another person's storm. Because every act of compassion ripples through eternity. Music softens. Mark's story reminds us of something sacred. The most powerful prayers are often spoken through actions, not words. Through empathy, through presence, through the courage to ask, "Are you okay?" He didn't just comfort a stranger, he found healing for himself. Because when we comfort others, we are comforted too. When we give peace, peace finds us. So, if life ever shakes you, don't rush to stop it. Let it move you, let it shape you, because the shaking can awaken something beautiful. A deeper faith, a gentler heart, a soul anchored in love. Music fades into soft piano outro. Thank you for watching Kind Tales. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, leave a like, and share it with someone who may need hope today. Remember, you never know what battles someone is fighting. Your kindness might be the prayer they've been waiting for. Until next time, stay kind, stay peaceful, and never stop believing in the quiet power of love.